All right, well, welcome to another episode of But Seriously, where it is our hope to help you become more comfortable with two things. I'm going to change it up this week. Either living a life with ulcerative colitis, or in my situation, and hopefully the situation that you're in or heading towards, living a life with an ileostomy bag. So it's been a few weeks since my last update, and I felt like today was a good day for an update for a number of reasons. One, yesterday was 6 weeks since surgery, and then tomorrow is actually 5 weeks to the next surgery. So more than halfway or across the halfway mark in regards to the time that I've got the ileostomy bag, that I've got Jeremiah. As you can see right behind me, there's a timer that's running, 35 days, 9 hours, 34 minutes. And that is the countdown to when we say goodbye, Jeremiah. And again, for those that may not know, Jeremiah is what we named the stoma, because when he talks, he sounds like a bullfrog. So we named him Jeremiah. So just kind of want to walk you through some updates. Again, the first 6 weeks have been really good. I would say we prayed about and we knew that God would bless and that things would be good, but exceeded expectations. It doesn't mean that there weren't, some issues along the way. I'll talk about those in a little bit. But for the most part, things really have been going great. Got my energy levels back, my appetite's back, and there's a number of things I attribute that to that. And I've talked about this endlessly in other videos. So if you're just watching this one for the first time, then you're going to hear this. If not, then you're going to hear it again, and it's vital. Work out before you have the surgery. Start months before you have the surgery, because it will help your recovery. Once you're in, after you've had your surgery, as soon as you can, start back working out. So I 4 weeks ago started walking half a mile every day and working out, and then 3 weeks ago started working out with 8-pound weights. This week I'm up to 1.5 miles and working out with 10-pound weights. So I've increased that. And so as I go, gradually what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase my reps. I can't increase the weight, cannot exceed 10 pounds. But I can increase the amount that I'm walking. Once I feel like it, I can start doing a light jog. But right now, it's just a matter of making sure that I'm doing what I can to keep my body healthy. Plus, it's going to help with the recovery after the second surgery. The other thing is, too, I'm getting my energy levels back. There's a number of people that I've heard from that are in the different groups that talk about how their energy is just zapped daily for the entire time, whether it's 12 months, 12 weeks, whether it's, 6 months, whatever it is. I've been very fortunate, and I attribute that to a number of things. One, of course, is the working out ahead of time. But on a daily basis, my energy levels are great. Now, if I have a busy week, I will start feeling drained by Friday. And I'm okay with that. If that's the results of this, then I'll deal with that for a few weeks. But again, in general, it's been really good. And one of the awesome things too is how this has allowed me to connect and be connected to people that I haven't been in a long time. My aunt and uncle, my best friend from high school, just being able to talk to people and see people and share with people what's been going on has been awesome. So the first 6 weeks have definitely been great. But that doesn't mean that it didn't have its challenges, because while I did have expectations of, that everything would hopefully be go according to plan, that there wouldn't be any bumps in the road. I mean, that's not how it always goes. Sometimes your expectations, you've got to, things don't go according to plan. And for me, that's been irritation around the stoma. So I've dealt with irritation, lack of a better way to put it. I basically have got diaper rash around the stoma. And one of the big reasons for that is that a stoma should protrude about 1/2 inch to 1 inch beyond your skin. Mine is actually retracted, so mine sits below the skin. Now the flange, or the base of my ileostomy bag, is one that sits, it's convex, I think I'm saying that right, and it sits and it pulls back, and then also wear a belt that pulls it back further, so hopefully it's pulling it back. So that has definitely helped. But just some things I've dealt with. Did have, for lack of a better way to put it, the bag kind of burst out the side one night in bed, and so for lack of a better way to put it, I shipped the bed. That's right, I shipped the bed. And so while I was working on trying to get cleaned up, my rock, Beth pulling sheets and getting stuff taken care of there, and so 3 o'clock in the morning we're having to change things out. Also experienced a few times where there's just general leakage around the bag. It's just not putting it on. So what I've learned is a couple of ways to do things, and this is where I hope that I can help you out. Sit and lay if you can after you replace the flange, replace the base, and put a new bag on. Sit and lay and let it really adhere to your body, and let it just get in place before you get up and move, because that was one of the issues. Had changed the bag out, changed the whole thing out, got up and moved, it leaked, came home, changed it out, and within 30 minutes, and left and tried to go somewhere else again, and then it leaked again. So just do it at a time when your stoma's not active, and do it at a time where you can actually lay flat for at least like an hour, because I have found that that's what helps me. But I can't just harbor on that. I can't be worried about what the things that have happened. What I can look forward to is knowing that the next 5 weeks is going to be an exciting time, a lot to look forward to. I know that there's some. I'm just counting down the days. You see right behind me, just counting down the days, and I know that there's going to be some exciting things that can happen. And just looking forward to a few things. So on the October 29th is when I'm going for my next doctor visit, and that's when they're going to basically check everything, make sure that the stoma is ready to be put all back together. The small intestines, make sure that the J pouch is air and liquid tight. And then on November 1st, got the couple of meetings for all the pre-op stuff. And then we go on our cruise, which is, everybody's super stoked about that. I am too. And so as part of that, my lovely bride purchased this for me. And it is a belt that the bag goes into. Highly recommend this. I've been using it the last 2 days. One, for exercising, and then two, now I'm just keeping it on because it makes everything so much more comfortable. I believe this was about $100, but highly recommend. It's worth the investment. So even if again, just for exercising it helps greatly, but also just for general comfort it helps. Also, if you can wear one of these belts, you see how this hooks. Make sure you do, because that will help immensely when it comes to a couple things. One, holding the pouch in place, especially if you have a retracted stoma, but also it will help with, as the bag fills, if you can't empty it immediately, with how it kind of pulls. All right, and so you want to do everything you can to help alleviate that. So again, these are things that I have, hopefully for only 5 weeks and 1 day, but I'm looking at the fact that they've helped immensely. So things that I definitely recommend that you look into if you've had this surgery or are planning to have this surgery. Because once you do have the surgery, and all you've really got to be able to hold on to is what the future is going to look like. And that was the thing. That was the thing I told a number of people as this was all going down, was that I can't worry about what the next 12 weeks are going to be, or what the next 3 months would be after surgery, because I didn't know. But what I was looking at was the next 9 to 12 months. And you've got to be optimistic about it. And I'm optimistic about the future. I look at the fact of that where I am now. I used to, whenever I could, I would have breakfast with my kids early in the morning, and it was extremely stressful for me. It was stressful for me to try to get to places without worrying about stopping to use the bathroom. Once I got there, I had to use the bathroom. If I take my son to school, sitting in line in the carpool line was just anxiety ridden, because was I going to get through the line in time? And so I don't have that problem anymore. Literally, that's not my life. So truly optimistic about the future, optimistic about what it holds, and knowing that it's going to be just an awesome life in comparison to what I've had to go through in the past. For the past really, I'd say 5 or 6 of the 11 years that I've had the ulcerative colitis. But it's not going to be perfect. I'm still going to have urges. I'm still going to have to go, and it's not going to be a normal movement like most of you experience. But it's not going to be what I had in the past, and that's where the optimism lies. So appreciate everybody's time, and appreciate you listening in to my updates. A couple things, I am going to put out a couple videos later. One's going to talk about sex with an ileostomy bag. So family and friends, that one's not for you. That's really going to 100% be educational for anyone that's got to deal with this. So you probably don't want to click on that one. But I'm also going to put one out that talks about finding, when we say my strength is found in the Lord, and what exactly that means through any type of trial and tribulation. But I'm going to speak personally for me what that means, and where that has really brought me through so many things, but especially in this situation. So remember, fear is a liar. Don't let it grab a hold of you. And anxiety weighs down the heart, but a cheerful word lifts it up. So be that word for somebody today. Have a great day. God bless.